think the biggest story of this team is just turnovers. Turnovers in defense. We can't play defense in the fourth quarter. We always seem to give up crazy runs, and that's where guys like Ricky Rubio should be stepping in and Ed Davis to stop these runs. That's what you need veterans for. But it seems like when we put them in the game, the runs get out of control even more.
Yep.
And that's due to Ed Davis not being able to make a layup, and that's due to Ricky Rubio turning the ball over. And I don't know what it is, but he hasn't made a three this year. And he was shooting 38% in Utah and in Phoenix. And he's never been that, even with the Wolves his first time, he's never been that bad of a three-point shooter. But he just can't seem to find a shot. I don't know if it's just because we have a lot of scorers on our team, but every time I see Ricky Rubio do one of those one-legged floaters from mid-range, it's not going in.
With Rick, I mean,
he's been the biggest disappointment this
season.
Me.
Yeah, when we heard we were getting Ricky Rubio, we're like, oh, this is a perfect fit. That's what we thought was going to be the perfect fit, was that veteran. And I don't know. And Utah, did he start in Utah?
I think he did start in Utah. So yeah, I think he did.
So the only thing I could really, is it his role on this team? Is it hard for him to come off the bench maybe? And just like, he's always kind of had that. I feel like if he was able to manage the game and he was our guy, if he was our point guard and we didn't have a guy like D'Lo, I think that his confidence would just be, because it's just hard to manage a game when you're not the game manager, you know? So when you're coming off the bench, it's harder to really take control of the game because you're only coming in for short stints. So then it's hard for him to get in the rhythm. It's hard for him to find his shot. I mean, that may be the only thing I can really attribute to his.
And him and I don't know how Ryan doesn't see that we're Ryan Saunders, not enthusiasts, but we get it.
I'm not an enthusiast anymore.
No. We get the position he's in. He's only seen D'Lo and Cat for 5 games, and like we said, every single game I say fire Ryan Saunders after, but that's just because I'm caught up in the emotions. But
just to clear the air, though, all these basshole comments on the Timberwolves post, that's Chris really expressing his mind.
And I leave great comment. I think I leave
great vocabulary too. I love the vocab.
If you guys ever check a Timberwolves post on Instagram after a loss or a win, you'll see Basshole Media write about a paragraph.
Basshole_media. Give us a little follow on Instagram.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think Ricky is definitely the biggest disappointment this year. And the thing that haunts me the most is we had exactly what we needed last year in James Johnson at the 4. He's playing really well for Dallas right now, and he played really well for us. Like he's exactly what we want. A hard-nosed veteran who's all about toughness, defense, and three-point shooting. And that's what we want in PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's looking to be like we lost that trade. It honestly is. Like we love Ricky, but James Johnson would have fit into this offense.
Yep,
perfectly.
And then without Ricky, you're giving D'Lo more keys to the offense. Because whenever Ricky and D'Lo get out there,
Jordan McLaughlin would have got a real contract instead of a two-way to be the actual backup.
Yeah, because first, dude, the commentators love J-Mac.
We love J-Mac too. I think he's great.
Henry, my little brother, calls him Chris Paul. He thinks he looks like Chris Paul somehow. So he's like, oh yeah, it's Chris Paul.
But yeah, it stinks because every time. So on the two-way contract, you pick and choose what games they can play, and I think they upped it to I don't know the exact amount they upped it to, but it's about half, and you get to pick and choose when they play. But it stinks because J-Mac should have gotten that actual contract, and he should be our back. He's earned the right to be our backup point guard, but Ricky's kind of just clogging the hole right now, and I hope he finds a way to get it together because. It's not his passing is just not how it should be. It's just not Ricky Rubio.
He looks awkward out there.
He looks really awkward every time he comes out, and he's just turning the ball over, and it's a detriment to this team.
It's bad too. Like they're just stupid turnover. Like I don't know.
And I get playing Ricky in the fourth because he's a guy you would love to have on the court, but he's making too many mistakes in the fourth quarter, and he's the. I'm not going to say the only reason we lost to the Grizzlies because there was a lot of things that went into that. But he turned the ball over on key possessions about 4 times.
Yeah,
that
dude.
and all the that resulted in all 8 points.
Yep. I think Peterson was saying he had 5 minutes, 3 turnovers.
Like you
That's
just
just
can't have that in a veteran point
well, you
guard.
can't have that as an NBA player, but then also you're telling me Ricky Rubio is doing that?